All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Are we live? Are we ready to go? It's a go, okay. Good evening and welcome to the Newington High School Winter Concert 2022. I am so relieved to be saying those words and welcoming you here. I have spent 4 days consumed with worrying about how to put this on, and I wanted to put the concert together with our ensembles being able to hear each other and with in person here with some performers, and I'm just so relieved that we're here and it's working out. The first time we've had a concert together with our groups hearing each other since January of 2020, 2 years. So I'm just thrilled to have you here. And for those of you who are at home who can't join us, we're sorry we can't have you here in person, and I am very hopeful that we will be together in the spring in a much larger capacity. So I was going to explain to you a little bit why our stage looks the way it does. We are spread out more than we would normally be in normal times. You have the students spread apart. The rows are about 6 feet apart, and the students are side to side about 4 feet apart, which means that we can't keep the curtains down because we run out of room. So it kind of looks like, you know, when you have guests over and you don't have time to throw all the junk in the closet, right? A little bit. So sorry, you get to see behind the scenes a little bit in our area, but we're doing our best, and we're just glad to have you here in person. I was going to remind you to turn your phones off and make them quiet because I thought maybe there was a chance we would all get a phone call at the same second calling the snow day tomorrow, but apparently it already happened. So, yes, it's a relief. Yeah, so big cheers from the back. I was going to make an appeal to any administrators that were in the room, but apparently they stole my thunder. So anyway, you might want to take a second to turn them off as it is to get going, so they don't interrupt our show. So on our stage here is our NHS Drumline, plus a couple students who play various instruments throughout the band. Wave to us if you're not a drummer. Wave to the audience. These guys decided to just join. They wanted to play some drums. And they've been rehearsing once a week in the evenings and adding some things to their music and having a great time. We wanted to explain the name of the first song. In Drumline, in the world of Drumline, when you have a piece of music that has a lot of notes in it, it's very notey, they would call it beefy, right? Beefy. It's got a lot of notes to play. So this is 100% all beef. Mr. Tommy Ropes. NHS Drumline, let's hear it one more time under the direction of Mr. Tommy Ropes. Thank you, guys. Give us a second while they clear their drums, and since we're not sharing stands right now, stands are at a premium, so we need every single one of these back up on stage. I want to take a second to thank Tommy again. Tommy gets paid for our marching band season. We have a budget to have some staff who help us out with marching band, and when the marching band ended, Tommy said, I really want to keep working with these young drummers. There's so many young drummers in this group. I want to keep them going, train them up for future seasons. Do you mind if I volunteer my time and work with these guys once a week? And we said, of course, yes, please. So Tommy Ropes is an NHS grad, and he's a terrific guy. And I had him here as a student, and we're just so thankful for his time. So let's hear it again for Tommy Ropes. If you see him, tell him thank you. Okay, while these guys finish up, I'll just tell you about the first piece, and then I promise we'll tune and we'll get started. So this piece, Appalachian Spring, is by Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland is an American composer, one of only a few American composers to really gain any significance in the world of classical music. And what's interesting is he really lived in the 20th century. He died in the 1990s. I remember when I was in high school. And I was really looking forward to playing this piece with these students because it's, when I was young, and I think a lot of people who are into classical music, Aaron Copland is a very accessible composer to start listening to, and you probably will recognize some of the parts of this piece. It was originally a ballet. Of course, it is a ballet, and this is an arrangement of some of the sections of that ballet. So you'll hear there are many transitions from tempos to styles continually throughout the piece. And of course, that would be for the dancers to change their styles that they're doing. I think you'll see that right away. But it makes it particularly challenging. There are a lot of sections that are thinly scored. In other words, there's only a few players who are performing at once, and that's very challenging to balance and blend and to have the confidence to play out when there's only 4 or 5 people playing at one time. So this is Aaron Copland's Appalachian Spring. Thank you very much. That's a very mature piece of music, and it was a joy to work with them on such a beautiful piece of rich literature. This next piece is taking the percussion a second to set up, so I want to take a moment to recognize our regionals players. Their names are in the program, but I would love them to please stand and be recognized. We have an enormous number of students who were accepted to the Northern Region Band, Orchestra, Jazz Band, and Choir this year, so please just give them a big round of applause. Stay standing for a second. Particularly want to take notice because with the regionals and all states festivals have been canceled all last year, and we were operating under this year with the hopes of doing this live festival, and even up to Tuesday night, even Wednesday morning, that festival was going to be live, and they told us last night, it's supposed to be next weekend, they told us last night that festival is going to at least be postponed and may not happen. So I'm really thinking about these guys. They worked very, very hard the last 2 years, and they auditioned last year, many of them for festivals that they knew would not be in person, that would be virtual, and they did auditions in their bedrooms, recorded, which is a drag, right? Yes, it's a tedious process to have to record it over and over. And if regionals doesn't happen, I'm really hopeful that All-State, is right about April 1st, that we will be in a very different situation. And so I want to just give them tons of support and love and tell you guys how much we respect you and how proud we are of you for representing our program out throughout the state. So, Northern Region. You can have a seat, but Bryce, stay up. Bryce, stay up. Bryce, I want to say one last word about Bryce. Bryce has been through 3 tiers of auditions. Last year, regional audition. Last year, all-state audition. And then over the summer or late in June, he submitted an audition for All Nationals Choir, and he was accepted for All Nationals Choir. So I want to say a huge congratulations to Bryce Turner. Thank you, Bryce. Okay, our next piece, Ghost Train, is just a ruckus, difficult, complex piece by Eric Whitacre. Eric Whitacre is a famous choral composer, but he wrote this piece early on in his career for band. And you're going to hear all sorts of strange sounds coming out of the band. You're going to hear, Henry, raise up that bass bow. Show us the bass bow. He's going to be using a bass bow on a cymbal to make these really strange and exotic sounds. You're going to hear on the chimes, the big tubular chimes, the sound of like the train crossing. You're going to hear the flutes and trumpets making the sound of like the train whistle as it's starting out. Some really cool sounds that the composer used to make this piece effective, and I think you'll enjoy it. It was fun for us to make this happen. So here's Eric Whitacre's Ghost Train. Lucy and Aaron were those two soloists you heard in the beginning. Aaron was the flutist that opened that whole piece there. And I forgot to recognize there were many soloists in the opening piece, Appalachian Spring. Would all the soloists in Appalachian Spring take a stand, please? There's many soloists in that piece. Well done, you guys. Okay, let's have some fun. Okay, our last piece is just a thrill to play by Puccini. It's just a dance in 6/8, and it's fun. You're gonna enjoy it. So here's Puccini's La Tregenda. Symphonic band, come on down. And come on up on stage. Go ahead. Perfect. Okay, so we have two ensembles here at Newington High School, and the band department. We have our symphonic band and our wind ensemble, the group that you first just heard. The wind ensemble is open to sophomores through seniors by audition, and those auditions are actually conveniently due on Monday. So for students who are in this group interested in moving up for next year, they've known about the information for about a month now, and hopefully they've been working on the music. And now that we know that tomorrow is a snow day, they should definitely bring their instruments home. I was going to recommend that they consider that, but now that we know that that's the deal, they should take their instruments home and work on that. So they're getting settled in. I'll remind you that it has been since May of 2019 since the Newington High School band has marched in the Memorial Day Parade. So barely anyone remembers that. I think the seniors maybe. So I want to remind you that that is a commitment for our groups, and it is an important performance for the band, for the music program, and of course for the high school as a whole. So I know that a lot of families travel that weekend, if at all possible. What's convenient about the Newington Parade is it's on Saturday morning. So if it's any way at all possible to work on your travel, to be able to travel after that parade, it's much appreciated. That is an expectation that we have of the students for that Saturday morning on Memorial Day. A big performance for us. Okay, our symphonic band, we're just going to give them a couple quick tuning notes, and then we're going to start with our first piece. Is called West Highland Sojourn, and there are 3 short movements. So just hold your applause until the end of those 3 short movements. A fast movement, slow movement, and the ends of the fast movement. Hold your applause, please, until the end. West Highland Sojourn. Thank you very much. That was the first piece we started working on. We were transitioning out of our marching band music and into playing concert music, a completely different style of playing, and that fit perfectly. So we were working on that first piece, and we were working on the last piece, Steel, all the way up until just before break. And I was like, you know what? We've got time. We can do one more. We got time for just one more short piece. So we added this old Irish tune just, I don't know, the last week right before we left on break, and we've only been working on it about I don't know, 7, 8 rehearsals maybe tops. It's a nice, easy piece working on balance and blend and following, and I think you'll like it. It's very pretty. Old Irish tune. Okay, our last piece, Steel, I think is definitely a band favorite. It's got a lot of percussion in it, real driving energy, and by Randall Standridge. Just a fun piece of band music, Steel. We'll give us just a couple minutes, and we're going to transition to our jazz ensemble. And it'll take us just a few minutes to move a few chairs and stands and move our drum set up. And we've got 3 really fun pieces. I hope you can stay to hear us. Well, we're making this quick change. I don't know if Amy Lassick wants to say a few words about the boosters. Put her on the spot, if she does. Here she is. Let's hear it for Amy Lassick.
Good evening. Thanks for coming tonight. The boosters is a group of parents that come in and help the directors with all supporting our kids, teaching them and inspiring them to do their best. And we help by having workshops and guest speakers come in. We provide some food for the kids when needed in between like the musicals and things like that. We subsidize the junior sweatshirts. So there's a number of things that we do to help. We have fundraisers throughout the year that we ask for parents or community support for. And one of them is our sponsorships, our memberships, and which you can find in your bulletin and read about that. There's a Venmo link if you'd like to help support them. We also have an angel level, which will get your name on the board that you might have saw when you came in this evening. We also have a fundraiser at Puerto Vallarta on Monday night to help support the boosters. So that's a fun community event for that. So that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. We have a really terrific supportive boosters group here, and we couldn't do everything that we do without your help. So thank you so much. We're getting close here. This first song, Backbone by Thad Jones. Thad Jones is a famous arranger and composer, trumpet player, and he played for, he wrote for the Thad Jones Mal Lewis Orchestra as well as the Basie Band. And you're going to hear, this is a blues, you're going to hear from solos from, you're going to hear from Jacob Lassick on the trombone, you're going to hear from Christopher Page on the guitar, you're going to hear from Eli Johnson on the trombone as well, and Dylan Anktel on the trumpet back there. So it's a little meet and greet the band here through this blues. We set? Let's hear a little rhythm section at a time. Jacob Lassick on the trombone. Christopher Page on the guitar. That was Eli Johnson on the trombone and Dylan Anktel on the trumpet. Jack Bogat's on the drum set there at the end. Little scotch tape on the bass amp, and we're good to go, right? Okay, this is a Sammy Nestico classic, the Queen Bee. I know a lot of these guys. I foist this Count Basie album on them, and when they're freshmen, and make them listen to it as many times as possible because it's just like the classic sound that I want from them. And so they're chomping at the bit to play some of these tunes. So I ordered a couple of them for this year, new ones that I'd never done with the band. So this was really fun for me. I've never done this one before with the group, the Queen Bee. Lamar Singh on the bari sax. Thank you very much. Again, that was Amar Singh. And that was Matthew Vuong sitting in for Count Basie over there on the piano. You hear Henry Dieter back there on the upright bass. He's switching over to electric for us now for our last tune, which is a Latin chart. So before we go, I want to say a big thank you to our faculty and staff and administration here. We enjoy such terrific support in the Newington schools, and we couldn't do everything without you, so thank you so much. I want to thank our Boosters organization for supporting us and helping us get uniforms on these kids and helping us bring in clinicians and things that our budget can't cover. I want to thank my teaching partner, Mr. Clark. That has been wow, thank you. Yes, it has been a couple of years, toughest couple of years probably of our careers, I'm sure, and to know that we have each other to support and help each other and brainstorm how to puzzle this all out has been a tremendous relief and support to me, so thank you. Big thank you to our technical crew, Mr. Trowbridge and his crew for doing our lights and sound and the live stream. And thank you to all of our parents and people who are at home supporting us and coming out to hear all of your kids' concerts from when they were playing Hot Cross Buns in 4th grade to Count Basie here on stage. And my last and biggest thank you to my students all the way back there and here on stage. Thank you guys tremendously. It has been, it's been a rotten year, a couple years for playing music in schools. And it is such a treat to be able to do a concert, even with a limited people here, and have you guys perform for each other and get that spirit back in the game. And to have a snow day tomorrow. Wow, is that great. Okay, here's our last piece. That's right, let's hear it for the snow day. Here's our last piece, Los Matadores. It's just a fun Latin piece, and you're gonna hear solos from Jackson Civitillo, Sam Coltrera. Is that it? Yes, these two guys. We've been saving our sax solos up here. So here's Los Matadores. Sam Colchera. Jackson Civitola on the alto saxophone. NHS Jazz Band. Good job, guys. Those solos. Thank you very much for coming out tonight and joining us at home and all across the country and maybe the world. It's been a terrific night, and go home. You guys did a great job. I think you should take the night off, right? Take tomorrow off. Take an extra day, extra long weekend. Thank you very much. Mental Health Day tomorrow. Mental Health Day, yeah.